Hi, and welcome back to the Rise Inside podcast. I am so happy to have you here. If you don't know me yet, I'm Julia, I'm your host. I'm an energy coach, and I help women go from self doubt to self trust to become the magnet they were born to be. So, on this podcast, we're talking all things manifestation, energy, neuroscience, and mindset. We are talking self love, self trust, everything around the self journey, right? So, today we're talking about a subject that I'm so happy to talk to you about. I'm so excited. It's something really, really close to my heart, something I've been sharing and working through with my one on one clients. It's always coming up in this season, like the beginning of autumn and winter. It's really quite the right time to talk about this. So let's dive right into this. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't ever miss a brand new episode. Okay, the subject we're talking about is the winter arc and wintering in general. I personally really hate the winter arc, okay? I'm gonna say it like that. I freaking hate this trend. I hate it with my whole body. And let me explain why. It's only because it's really, for me, something that goes against everything I stand for and everything that is natural for our body and just humankind in general. So, the winter arc, if you've never heard of that trend before, it's pretty much going dark, going silent for the whole winter and becoming unrecognizable by spring. Like you spend 4 to 6 months disconnected, like you leave social media, you don't give news to anybody else, and you become unrecognizable in that time, so that in spring when you come back you have like a brand new revenue, you have a brand new job or a brand new body, you have the perfect relationship you wanted, you have everything you have desired, and you have it to show off, kind of. Let's be honest, this trend is also to show off. So when I'm not like against the idea of locking in and just being disciplined and motivated to achieve your goals, that's all I talk about, right? It's more of the way of doing it and the season, because winter is for wintering. And I'm going to take a really good metaphor for this. We are just like the trees. The trees in the winter go into hibernation mode. They lose all of their leaves, and the sap inside of the tree goes down to the roots so that the tree can really focus on building really strong and healthy roots. So the focus for the trees in winter is to get rest, because summer is really, really draining for the trees. It's asking a lot of energy for them. And so winter is to rest, prepare for the next summer and spring, and build those roots, those very strong and healthy roots. Because in the summer, it will need those in order to seek water and to be strong also if there are any like strong winds and stuff like that. So they're really like anchored in the soil, in the floor, and so that they can feed themselves with water when there is no water coming from the sky, right? It's summer, it's hot and it's dry, and so the tree needs to go seek for water, right? And if we want to have fruits in the summer, we have to take that time to build strong roots. If the tree doesn't build strong roots, it's not going to be able to seek water, it's not going to be strong enough to carry fruits in the summer, and so it's not going to be productive. You are just like that tree. You need that period of rest. You need the season of rest, of slowing down, of wintering, and focusing on your roots, focusing on the inside, focusing on how you feel, or on your foundations. So yes, it's a good moment to do some inner work and, focus on yourself and build habits that make you feel good. That's really not a bad thing, and it's pretty much built for that. But the idea of hustling and going harder than everybody else, like you will see in those trends, reels, and posts that say, like, when everybody else is sleeping, you work so that you get ahead. And when everybody else is resting, you hustle so that you double your revenue in 1 month. Okay, sure, that's one option, but your health is not going to follow that. Your health is going to suffer from all of that hustling and hard work. Because if you do that in the winter, I'm guessing you won't be able to do that in the summer, because you will see everybody like creating and having fun and living stuff, and you will be in your bed like so freaking tired that you won't be able to do anything and not enjoy your summer. That's pretty much what you risk if you don't take rest in the winter. It's made for that. It's the season for that. But in our society, we have completely shifted and completely like made things wrong, obviously, because we rest and we go on vacation and we relax in the summer, the season that is made for creating and harvesting and going really hard. That's the season for this. But now we have our vacations and holidays in that season, and we work and hustle and go hard during the winter. And even in school, if you think about it, children like work for autumn, winter, and spring, and then for summer they have time to relax and do whatever they want. We have a break. But if we followed nature's cycle, we would have a break in the winter. And that's why it's so close to my heart, because I've seen so many women struggle to relax, feeling guilty for taking a rest, feeling guilty for not working much, because they see everybody else like hustling and going really full on and locking in. And while their body are saying like, we need to rest, we need to slow down. And so I really wanted to share with you what I'm saying to them in one-on-one session, which is that it's not because you don't go in the same rhythm as everybody else that there's a problem with you. You will probably feel weird and guilty for not following this rhythm, and you sometimes are going to struggle because you're going to feel behind and you're going to feel like you're missing opportunities or missing stuff. So your FOMO is going to get really triggered, and you're going to get triggered by that at first. But you're going to thank yourself so bad because you honored your body's rhythm, you honored your body's need for rest and for slowing down. You just honored your cycle, your inner cycle, what is the most natural to you. And so that will be given back to you 10 times by blessings and miracles, but also with health. Because you offer your body deep rest, and your mind too. Don't forget to rest the mind, because the mind is really, really stimulated in our society. If you offer your mind and body enough rest for that period, you will see that creativity is going to go really big. You're going to have so many ideas. You're going to have bursts of creativity and inspiration. And then your body will be full of energy to enjoy spring and summer, and you're going to be able to do so much more things. And Don't get me wrong, you don't have to stay in bed for the whole winter. You just have to go a little bit slower. It doesn't mean you can't go to dance classes in the evening. It doesn't mean you can't walk or work out, all of that. No, it just means that you slow down, you sleep a little bit more, you work a little bit less, you see a little bit less of people, you spend more time alone, you spend more time reflecting, you spend more time being in the silence, like making room for things. Because if you don't make room, you won't receive anything. Your dreams, your goals, yes, they need discipline and structure and actions, but they also need for you to have the space to hold them inside. You need to really prepare yourself energetically and nervous system wise to receive what you want. And that's often what really blocks out success and opportunities and abundance and everything you want to receive. It's not the action and structure part. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes it's more the energy side of it. And so winter is just for that. Focusing on your energy, taking time to go in, and really focusing on slowing down, listening to your body. And I know it can sound really triggering because it's completely the opposite of what society has told us to do and society pushes us to do, but it's what nature is doing and it's what we were born to do. We just forgot about it. And so with this podcast episode, I just wanted to remind you of your inner rhythm, of your nature, and your need to slow down. So after this episode, I hope you can be inspired to take some time for yourself, to take some time to do some self-care, even if it's just taking a bath, even if it's like putting off an hour of work per week, or just going on a little walk, and instead of going like HIIT workout and something really, really like intense, doing some yoga, some Pilates and stretching. That can make a very big difference in the end game, because your body will not be energy deprived. You will create space for yourself and space for your manifestations, and you'll see that you will start to enjoy it. I can tell you, I've been doing that for 2 years now, and believe me, when autumn comes and winter comes too, I am so happy to be slowing down and taking back this rhythm. But we have first to let go of this productive need and this very yang energy. We have to step into the yin energy, the more feminine one. But anyways, that's for another podcast. If you have any questions on this or you want to start a discussion in the comments, really feel free to do so. I would be happy to answer all of your questions around the subject and to talk about it with you guys. If you like this episode, don't forget to give a little like to the episode. It would mean the world to me. And to subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss any new episode coming out and so that you can support my work too. I was so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you really soon. Take care. Bye.